Hello, hi, welcome. My name's Ren, and sometimes I draw stuff, and sometimes I just show you stuff I drew a while ago. And this is the latter one. We're doing another sketchbook tour. We're long overdue. I finished this bad boy, I think. Let's check so I don't say anything wrong. Right, in June, at the beginning of June, really. So it has been a bit, but we're here now. Let's just get into it. Number 57. I have way too many of these. Oh my god. Yeah, I did a little doodling in here with some Posca pins because I saw somebody else do it and I was like, you know what? That does sound really fun. And it was fun. I had a great time. This page is empty because I hate these. This is where the end paper meets the proper sketchbook paper and you can't open it nicely, so I just didn't do this one. So this is our glorious first page. Oh, I might as well say this at the beginning. While I was working on this, I was also working on the first draft for a novel I'm trying to write. So the characters from that are in here everywhere. This is one of them. This is Eleanor. She's not the main character, but she's in it quite a lot because she is the murder victim of my fantasy murder mystery. So I love drawing her, but she's not actually in the story as a living person. Oopsie. But yeah, there's also going to be quite a bit of Pokemon in here just because I love Pokemon. As you can tell here at the beginning, it's all very red because at the time in January, I was still thinking about doing, a monthly color theme so that, the pages are cohesive. I gave up on that eventually because it was very frustrating to not have more colors to work with. I like when things are colorful. I like having the correct colors for things because Toxel is actually purple, if you're familiar with Pokemon. This guy's actually purple, but he's red in this because I was still doing my own limitations. This is this is Max. They're a character I originally made up for a campaign I was playing with friends that was in an urban fantasy setting. But I'm just putting them everywhere because I love them. they're a little asshole, but I love them a lot. And yeah, I felt like Toxel was perfect as their little partner Pokemon. There's some more Pokemon that I thought would be in their team, like Absol, which I also like a lot. It's associated with bad luck, which is not quite correct for Max because Max's powers are more good luck related, but they can, they have magic powers that are luck related. They can give good luck and bad luck to themselves and others. So I felt this was appropriate. Also, they're a little bit edgy, so I thought, this Pokemon is perfect for them. The emo dog is perfect. And they're also at heart a little criminal and they love crocodiles, so I gave them a little crocodile, which I think is also perfect. And now we're back. This shouldn't be surprising to anyone, but I might as well also say this again. I mostly just draw my own characters. There will be some fan art in here, I think, later on, but it's mostly just my little guys because that's what I'm obsessed with. So, yeah. More Eleanor and Val, who's the actual main character who's trying to solve the murder mystery. This is like my classic face I use for Val, but they're actually a shapeshifter, so really they don't have they don't have like a canon appearance, but as an artist it's obviously nice to have like a visual shorthand for a character. Somewhere Max, because I love them. They're my silly little guy. I love putting them in situations. I love drawing them. They're just a little guy. More Anael, who's also a character in the novel. I don't even know. She has water powers. It's kind of like water bender adjacent. So, and because we were still in the red zone, I was like, well, I can't use blue. We're in the red, month. So I was doing the water and gray, which I do think looks kind of neat, but still kind of silly moments. And here we are doing one of my favorite things, which you would be familiar with if you watched the last few videos. Drawing things with brush and ink, and yeah, that's exactly what this is. I think this was also the same ink pot I used for my ink sketchbook, which I vlogged some of the process for, and I did some watercolor for the background, and it's all red because we're in the red month. It's very funny. And here's some martins because I love a good pine martin. They're so cute. I love these guys. These look pretty bad. I will say so. Let's just move on and not talk about that anymore. More Eleanor because I love her. She may be dead in canon, but drawing her is very fun. And then more Max because I love drawing Max. They like wearing very extravagant and silly outfits. So when I see something funny on Instagram, not on Instagram, on Pinterest. I'm barely on Instagram. When I see a fun outfit on Pinterest, I'm like, haha, let's put Max in it. And that's how this happened. They're just a little guy. I love them. More Max, silly little outfits. They're just a little blurbo. I love putting them in outfits and situations. Oh, yeah. Okay. One of my goals or intentions for the year is learning how to draw dragons because I love dragons a lot, but I'm terrible at drawing them. So there will be some dragons in here. These are, you can see this is like almost all post-it notes. These are all drawn directly from other people's dragon drawings that I found on Pinterest. Just for practice. And this is a little Stephulim Beware, who I was practicing because I wanted to do some Pokemon themed spreads in my bullet journal. So I was practicing these guys. I do love them. I think they're very cute. I'm a plushie fan. I'm a Red Panda fan. So these are perfect. I love these. So more terrible dragons. Welcome to the terrible, ugly dragon zone. Okay, these are a bit better, but man. And this is also where I gave up on the color coding a bit. You know, I was like, after the red, I was like, oh, let's do like orange and yellow. But I could not keep going. These are more doodles from the novel characters. Val, Leander, Silly, more Eleanor, because I love her. These are also more characters from the novel. These are like super side characters. They barely appear, Zachary and Alien. But you know, I just love drawing my little guys. It's all little guys. Trying to find face claims for Zachary and Alien, and we don't look at this because this is ugly as shit. We'll just move on. This really is just like 50% of this whole sketchbook is just characters from the novel, because while I'm writing, I'm thinking about them, and it's easier to get, you know, in the zone for writing when I think about them, so I'll just be drawing them before I sit down to write, you know, on a chapter or whatever. So this is Raphael, who's also a character in the novel, Woohoo. He's not actually yellow coded. Again, that's why I stopped eventually, because I was like, nah, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep drawing characters in the wrong colors. He actually has like red hair and dresses a lot in like turquoise and green, so this was entirely off the rails for him. Leander, another character from the novel. Let's just move on. I'll be saying this a lot. More Eleanor. This was when I was trying to find some actual photo references where I was like, okay, I can use this as a good, you know, thing to base my design on, because in the last few, you know, pages and even in the sketchbook before, I kept changing how I was drawing her quite a bit. So I was like, okay, we need to find something to settle it. And I do think I really like this with like the strong jaw, and I like this more square face. So I was really happy to find this. And this is where I gave up on the color coding, because I got this set of Stabilo text markers. They came out with this earth tone set, and I got it because I have no self-control, and I love these. These are so good to draw with. Like you can see, like they have a nice brown. They have like a nice light skin color. There's this beautiful green and there's a gorgeous grayish blue. I love this. This is like my favorite color from the set, and the black from it is also really really solid. Anyway, I love those markers, and this is Silly, character from the novel once again. Whee! The variety is staggering. Actually, we do have some variety in here. This was just a random face, and then I was like, you know what? I could draw some of my purple characters because I have a lot of characters who are purple coded because I love purple. Max is also purple coded, actually, which is why Toxel is perfect for them. But yeah, Velia, Eliza, and Gwen. These are all from entirely different stories and universes, but they are all purple. And you can tell these two both, I designed both of these originally when I was a teenager, and they both have one eye obscured because if you're a beginner artist, you know, you're like, you know what would be cool if I didn't have to draw the other eye all the time. So that's exactly what happened here. Oh, this is also fun. Finally, we're getting away from my OCs and we're doing some actual fan art. I was watching Wings Club with a friend because we both have a lot of nostalgia for it. And in season 3, the villain, Valtor, he's supposed to be like a hot guy. The framing of the story is that he is sexy and, you know, good looking, but the Winx art style just decimates men's faces. The men in it all look so fucking bad. So I was like, okay, let's try and draw him in a way that actually doesn't look extremely silly. So that's why I did this. Also, his outfit is very silly. He has like this vest, and then in the same color of fabric, he has like pants, and they it looks just like the pants are either like endless and go up to his chest or whatever, or it's just all one piece. It's very silly. So yeah, I did some tweaking to the design and did another little drawing of him while we were watching. It was actually really funny because he's not in that many scenes. So every time he wasn't in a scene, but I wanted more reference material, I was just constantly being like, can he come back? I need to see him. Oh yeah, and we're staying on the fan art train. This is some more fan art of my favorite book series, The Invisible Library, which is kind of obscure and most people have no idea what it is, but it's very near and dear to my heart. So one page of this. Now we're back to my OCs, Raphael and Eleanor, found in a compromising position. Oh my. But yeah, and I was like, maybe I'll draw something else on the side, but then it got interrupted by this, and then I never returned to finish this page. This happens sometimes. It's fine. This was when a friend of mine and I got together and we're like, you know what? These okay, are they Art X? I think they're Art X. You know those acrylic brush markers? If you follow any artists, you've probably seen them. They've been sponsoring a lot of people. And they looked so good. And we both wanted some, but neither of us wanted like an insane amount. So we shared a 72 set. So each of us got 36 markers out of it. And these were the colors I chose because I already have some Posca. So I didn't want, you know, the colors to overlap too strongly that I already own. And I did a little doodle of my character Jay and Blue, who is who is a demon who is possessing them, but they're besties. It's a whole comedy routine between them. But yeah, I tried them out. I really like them. This paper is not ideal for them. I prefer using acrylic markers on like Bristol paper or something very smooth because this sucks so much moisture out of these markers. It's not ideal. You can see how it's very streaky in parts because I was like, okay, I'm not wasting more marker on this. But no, these are really fun. These are really good. They're very juicy. I think especially for the price, these are extremely solid as a purchase. More Val! Again, every time I was just thinking about the novel or like warming myself up to actually work on it, I was doodling these characters. more Val, trying to figure out the default face I want to draw them with. See the little guy. Yeah, I love Val. More OC stuff, more Jay and Lou. Lou can basically turn into whatever shape he wants to. Yeah, so there he's his doggy. There he is as a dragon, which looks kind of silly because I don't know how to draw dragons yet, but I will get there. I'll be working on it. Some old man face studies to draw more of my novel characters because there are some older guys in there, and I'm not good at drawing them yet, but I will persist. This is like a story. This notebook is a story of going like, well, I don't know how to do this, so I guess I have to practice. More OC stuff. This was while I was packing for a trip and testing out which pens I wanted to take with me. Yeah, just like little OC doodles. This was, I think, a Pinterest outfit I found. Pretty sure of that. But yeah, we're right back to Eleanor because I love her. She may be dead in canon, but she lives forever in my heart. I love her. She sucks so much. More Pinterest outfits. I was drawing with my character Mammon, and then I gave up on this one, as you saw. Another one where I was like, oh, I'm totally gonna come back and finish this another day. Next day comes around, I'm like, I don't want to work on this, and then 3 weeks have passed, and I'm like, I'm never finishing this, and that's just how it goes. Some hands, because you gotta practice hands at least once per sketchbook. It's necessary for your artistic health, I think. Also, I desperately need the practice, so it's fine. Morrissey stuff, my little guy Lucifer, whom I love, also very purple coded because as I said, I love purple. I love me some purple. I'll put purple in everything. Another really funny Pinterest outfit I found, which I was like, this is so Max core. So I had to draw Max with it. And I was like, oh, I'm totally going to finish up the second page with, another fun Max outfit I find. And then I never came back to it. So, that's just how it goes. And then we're back to drawing some Pokemon because I was like, you know what? I need something easy and fun. So we have some Whoopers and a cute Quagsire. My absolute favorite Pokemon. Clodsire is like a really, really close second, but I looked at Quagsire once when I was a child and immediately went, this is my guy. I love him. So he will forever be a very special boy to me. And we're back to doing some Invisible Library character designs. It has like a really big cast of, secondary, not even secondary, more like tertiary characters who appear sometimes. So I was like, you know what? Let's try and figure out what these look like. It's not like I have other things to do. I've been thinking about this like story so much, so I might as well, try my hand on the other characters. So I was mostly working, sometimes from reference, sometimes from imagination, just trying to find faces that fit either on Pinterest or trying to workshop it, in here. And I had a really good time with these. These are all very fun. Some characters came very easily, and other ones I was just struggling. Like over here, I was on the struggle bus, but this page went way better. And then there's some shippy fan art of the Invisible Library, so just gonna move past this because I do think it's a little embarrassing. More characters from there because I am simple, and once I start, I just keep going. And now we interrupt this. One of my other favorite things. Cats. I love cats so much. And in the sketchbook, I did this a lot more, and I found I really like it, which is using a text marker or like a big marker thing that's relatively light to just block out the shape, and then after blocking in the shape, going in with another pen and doing the lines, and then, afterwards there will be parts that I originally didn't fill in because I got some things wrong, and then I'll, complete it. But this was really fun. This really helped a lot, especially later on where I was doing lizards. We'll get to the lizards. But I had so much fun with these cats, mostly also just because I love cats and I love looking at cat pictures. So this was great. These were super fun. More doodles of Eleanor, because she lives in my brain rent-free and I think about her all the time because I am normal about my own characters. Some more Val, some stuff that's vaguely related to a scene I hated writing. I struggled with this scene for forever. So I was like, maybe if I draw some stuff from it, maybe it'll go better. It did not. It did not go better, but that's, it's fine. Some Leander drawings. He's also a character from the story, as I mentioned before. He's the resident depressed twink. It's great. I love him. And more kitty cats. I just like you can hear those probably in my voice, but I just love cats so much. So seeing cats, my own drawings, photos, other people's drawings, I'm always like, oh, a cat. Excited. Some more old men from photos because I desperately needed the practice. I was doing the same with like blocking in the shape with marker first and then drawing over it with a dark pen. I really like this approach. These look similar, but you can probably not see this on video, but in person you can see slightly darker parts where I did like the really rough sketch with like all the guidelines in the marker color first, like the text marker. Then I drew on top of that with the pen, and then I filled out everything so the guidelines don't stick out as much anymore. More silly and some outfits for her. More blurbs. Again, Eleanor, Raphael, and Anael, and this is Val has a little pet ferret. That's her. She's very cute. I love her because the best thing is when people have cute little pets. And now we're back in the dragon zone. Can you tell it's because I love purple? But I still had this old purple text marker, which, as you can tell, was kind of dying on here, but these are all also based on other people's dragon drawings that I found on Pinterest. I feel like these are already quite a bit better than the previous ones, and I think the blocking and the shapes really helped with this. So I did more of these because I was like, hey, actually, it's going well, so let's just do more dragons. And I did more dragons. Had a good time with my dragons. I think these are actually mostly not based on other people's drawings. These are just for me, which you can tell because they look distinctly worse than the other ones. But it's okay. Oh, it's part of the learning experience. And while I was struggling with dragons, I realized, you've been drawing a lot of animals. You've gotten quite better at like dogs and cats and all that. But if you want to draw good dragons, you just have to learn to draw lizards. I was like, yeah, I guess I have to. So now we were entering the lizard chapter of the sketchbook. There's a lot of lizards here. Starting with this guy. I'm so proud of this one. He looks so cute. He looks so good. He turned out so well. Love this lizard. And then we continue. I think this is a gecko, not a lizard. Are geckos lizards? Don't ask me this. I can't think while I'm talking. Anyway, I love this little guy. For some of these, I just gave up on, drawing in the markings because I'm like, you know what? Who cares? It doesn't matter. And here are some skinks. I love a good skinks. These are like the blue-tailed skinks. They look so funny because these tails are so intensely blue. It's very funny. But yeah, some funny little skinks. And I think this is also still a skink. Some others as well. These are all, again, based on photos I found on Pinterest. I am still struggling with how to simplify and, draw a lizard face. These are not that bad, but these two are just terrible. What is this fucking freak? Don't worry about it. Some of these just don't turn out well. On this page, I mostly really only like this one. This guy looks like he has no fucking clue what's going on ever. But this one I really like. They can't all be winners. I say this as if, like, not most of these are losers. It's fine. That's how learning happens. You have to... I always say this, but you have to make bad art first, because if you don't, you'll never make good art. Adrian, another character from the novel I'm working on. I'll have to keep saying this. Sabine, also character from the novel. I'll just have to keep saying this, right? But yeah, no, like a lot. And this is the moment where I just went off the rails. I am a big multi-shipper. I do love a good crack ship, so obviously this also happened with my own writing. I was like, you know what? This makes no sense in canon, but it does compel me. So there's some art I did for this because I'm normal. And then I was looking at some Komodo dragons, I think. Yeah, I think these are all Komodo dragons. I don't hate these, which is a big compliment, I think. This was when I was doing some. These are some outfit ideas that are related to world building ideas for the novel. I was just like, you know what? I don't know what to do. Let's just design some outfits and do some fun stuff. More character notes for novel characters who are not important, but I was like, well, what would they look like? Can I draw them out? And for most of these, I'm not entirely happy, but first try and all that. More drawings of the novel characters. Look at Leander. He's my little guy. I love him. I love making his life terrible. More ferrets, because again, the pet ferret in the novel. I love her. I love ferrets. They're so cute. I say this about many animals, but they're just so fucking cute. They're just little furry noodles. I love this. And because I love them so much, there's a bunch of drawings of Val with her pet ferrets. They're so cute. I had so much fun doing these. Here, the ferret just was way too small, but traditional art means you can't just enlarge things after you're done. You just have to live with what you've created. But yeah, no, I love ferrets more, Max, in silly outfits I found on Pinterest. You know how it goes. And in purple this time, because they're very purple to me. And we're back on the lizard grind. I can't even tell. I think this, like the marker I used underneath this, is a little too dark to see this well, but I still have it, so I might as well use it, I don't hate how these turned out. I think it was useful to go in with like a smaller pen this time to do the darker lines. We're slowly improving on the lizard quest that is a stepping stone on the dragon quest. Some more doodles of the book characters, but this time I put them in modern outfits because I was considering like a modern AU for reasons that have nothing to do with me being extremely normal about my characters. Yeah. I had fun with these. These were fun. I like looking at nice outfits and drawing those. It's a good thing to keep me busy. And then we're in the home stretch. There's one last lizard session. Don't love this one as much. Lizards look fucking weird sometimes. This one is climbing like a branch that broke off. And the way their legs work, I'm not entirely comfortable with it. They look like fucking freaks. It doesn't help that they don't have any fur to cover up like weird joint parts. This one, though, I found very charming. It's just, it was so round. His roundness compelled me. A simple face, a charming creature, very cute. Also, I had to censor something down here with a post-it note, as I often do. And, of course, we had to close out the sketchbook with a drawing of my book character, Leander, whom I love. And I was so happy I gave up on the one color gimmick because I really like the combination of blue and yellow. And then I did some more doodling for the end page here to match. Show yourself to match the beginning. And And yeah, that's it on this. I'm gonna have to put this ribbon back somewhere. Yeah, that's it. Um, as always, I would love to hear what pages were your favorites. My favorites are probably the cats, just because I love cats so much. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and I will see you around.